One of the cool things about quadrilaterals is that a lot of them inherit properties from one another. So we're going to draw on this diagram the relationships where the properties are being inherited from. So everything is going to come back to the main quadrilateral here up on top. So we'll draw everything back to that. We'll start with the trapezoid here on the far right. And a trapezoid inherits everything that's true about a quadrilateral, and then it adds on the ability to have one set of parallel sides. An isosceles trapezoid takes everything that a trapezoid has and adds on the fact that it has equal or congruent sides on the non-parallel sides. So it adds on that one property. A kite inherits everything it has from quadrilateral, plus it specifies that the adjacent sides and then two other adjacent sides, two different pairs here, have equal lengths, along with some of the other properties that come along with that, such as the equal angles across from each other. Parallelograms over here on the left inherit everything from quadrilaterals and add a whole bunch along with that. So it adds the fact that these sides are the same, these sides are parallel, these sides are the same length, these sides are parallel as well. It adds on angles across from each other in the corners that are equal length or equal measure. It adds a bunch of stuff about diagonals, things like that. So lots of things about parallelograms that are kind of neat here. So if I were to continue marking this up, I could add even more than that, but that's a pretty good baseline there. Now a rectangle inherits all of these crazy properties from the parallelogram, all of them, every single one of them, nothing's left out. One thing that it makes more specific though is the fact that the diagonals are of equal length. It also adds the fact that we have right angles, not just any angles, in the corners. A rhombus inherits everything from parallelogram, but it's a little bit different than the rectangle. Instead of going the right angle route, it goes with the all four sides are the same length. It also adds the fact that the diagonals form a 90-degree angle. So now you pick up those two things in addition to all the things that you knew to be true before. And then finally down here at the bottom you have a square. And a square is inheriting from two places, inheriting from rhombus and rectangle, both of which inherit from parallelogram. Which means that everything about a parallelogram here is going to be true in the square, including the things that got added by the rectangle, the equal length bisectors and the four right angles, and the four equal length sides, and the fact that the diagonals cross at a 90-degree angle. All of those things are true in a square. So a square doesn't actually add anything new. It just inherits from multiple things at once. So there's really nothing new to add to that picture. So this is just another way of looking at your quadrilaterals. Instead of memorizing all their properties separately, say which ones give me new properties and then where do they inherit everything else from previously.